this is like a tangent. So I was talking to my wife and like, what do you think the next like innovation for like dating will be? Because like
Oh
in
man.
our time, it's like
Clankers.
AI.
It's clankers. Yeah.
AI.
It's very much so. But
We're
okay,
gonna be like,
so
why should I date? I have my phone.
what is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Dude You Never Told Me. I'm your host, Anthony. With me are my two best friends, Devante,
That's me.
and then
Welcome, everybody.
Alex isn't even paying attention to us. Senor
Huh?
Alex. Senor Alex.
Yeah. Sorry guys. Like I said, I've been studying.
What are you studying
I was-
for, man?
My new license that I have to get for work
When's the test?
next Friday.
Okay, I see.
Best of luck to
Yep.
you. Your first time watching, we are a show about three best friends coming together every other week to kind of chat, talk what's on our mind, and share fun stories that happened to us now, happened to us in the past, or just be whatever we want to talk about. And so
What we got to talk about today?
my topic comes from a funny one because I recently came back from hanging out with my mom, and she was telling me a story about one of her friends, her friend's kid, who's kind of about our age, maybe a couple of years older than us. He moved in with his girlfriend, and my mom comes from a more of a conservative kind of upbringing and mindset of like, you don't really move in with your significant other until after you're married. And so my mom was like, "Oh, can you believe it? They moved in with each other." And I turned to her and I said, "Mom, that's exactly what I did with my current wife.
I'm ready for that.
I moved in with Michelle before we were started. Before we got married. In fact, I moved in with her like right after college, and we didn't get married until 2 years ago. And so that's like a decent chunk of time. That's like almost like 5 years, at least 5 years of time that I lived with my now wife before we got married." And then she looked at me and was like, "But that's different." I was like, "No, it's not different. They've been dating for such a long time. It's okay for them to move together. It's not." And so I kind of want to throw my question out to you guys. We're all here, we're all married, and we're approaching. I think you all have just passed your anniversary, and I'm approaching my anniversary.
Yeah, 4 years, man.
And so I want to talk about, how was it like moving in with your significant other? Did you wait until marriage like a good wholesome boy, or did you?
I was about to say a good
Is it
conservative.
conservative?
In my mind, I was like,
conservative.
yeah, I was gonna say
That's crazy.
a good conservative, but the word conservative is now such a loaded term these days. And so I was like, I can say a good wholesome boy. Did you wait to a good wholesome?
I know why you said it, because you were just talking about how your mom's more conservative, but that's funny.
That is
It's
funny.
a
Man.
very loaded term. But yes, did y'all move in with your significant other before marriage or after marriage? And how was that like?
Well,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go.
Go ahead, man.
So, pretty similar to you. Me and Chelsea, we moved in together my senior year of college. We needed a fourth roommate at the time. We couldn't find a fourth guy. We were just like, do we just potluck? And then I remember I jokingly was like, why don't we just ask Chelsea? She's always here anyways, right? And everyone was like, I mean, actually, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I was like, oh, I was just joking, like because she's not actually always here, but she does come over a lot. And they were just like, there's like, no, wait, that's not a bad idea. I'd be okay with it. I was like, okay, I'll talk to her. So we had the conversation, and she was like, yeah, actually, I was gonna have to potluck and do a random, but I'd be open to it. And uh next thing I knew, the four of us were all signing a lease together, and we had to like even get our I think it was like our parents' approval to do like co-ed. And it was interesting. It was like living together, but not, because it was a 3-story apartment. So I was on one floor, she was on the other. So like I would see her all the time, but it didn't feel too different because I already saw her a lot anyways. And so it was just it was the idea becoming the fruit had become born, if you will. And it was actually I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly. I
From
know.
conservative to the fruit is being born, bro. Tonight is we on one tonight, dude.
We on one
English,
tonight.
Can't English today. That's
We can't English today. Oh man. But you get what I'm trying to say. It's like it became a reality. It was more than just like, okay, she was coming over a lot to now it's like, okay, she really is living here.
Did she have her own room in y'all's apartment?
Yeah, she had her own room. Yeah, straight up her own room. It was a 4-bedroom,
Oh wow. So everybody had their own room.
Yeah, everybody had their own room.
That's a pretty nice apartment, dude.
Two bedrooms per
It's in the middle
floor.
of nowhere. That's why.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh man. Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was a good time in that apartment, honestly. That's when we got our doggo, Miss Sadie.
So
And
what did your parents and what did her parents think about the idea of y'all moving in together?
her parents thought we were gonna break up if we moved in together.
And why is that?
They were just under the impression that I was gonna get sick of her or tired of her. I was like, God dang. I was like,
The opposite
no.
happened.
Yeah, I would say so.
Put the ring on.
Right. My parents were just like, don't do anything stupid. Don't trade in books for diapers. I'm just like, okay, guys, no worries. That's not the plan. But yeah. And then after that, we were separated by cities for a little bit, and then we eventually moved back in together. And what was it? It was like right after COVID or right towards the end of it. I think it was 2022 or 21. Yeah, it might be 21. Cuz I think cuz 22 we got married, so it had to have been 21. Yeah. So about 21.
So was there like any difference between when you first moved in with her to the second time? Because this first one was a potluck, the second one was intentional.
So the second one was very different, right? Because the first one, I had all my friends with me as well. So it was kind of like a nice buffer, right? It's not just us.
Okay.
But then the second time, it's a lot more interesting because we're sharing a room now together. It's just us, and like that's it. We only have each other to talk to, and like it was really fun. It was a great opportunity for us to learn a lot more about each other. Um, like Chelsea's learned that I like there's little things that I'm not so great at in terms of household chores, and there's some things I've learned that she's not so great at household chores. And so we've had to learn to kind of pick up the slack for one another in different areas. Like Chelsea's least favorite thing.
Example?
Yeah. Like, what were the changes?
Chelsea's least favorite thing in the world? Laundry. Hates it, despises it, will not do it, will put it off if she can. And I'm like, no, we need to do it. I need clothes. And she's like, okay. And she can hold out longer than me because she has way more clothes than me.
I have to ask.
Wait, yeah.
Do y'all do laundry together, like both your clothes together or separate? Like, do you separate? You do it together. What about you, Anthony?
I do it together as well, yeah.
Oh dang, okay, it's just me then.
Oh, wait. Let me ask, like, why do you separate it?
Yeah.
Walken has way more clothes than me, and I rotate between like 3 sets of clothes. So by the third day, I'm like, I don't have a shirt, I don't have a pants. Like,
sure, but like when you do laundry, do you also wash like do y'all have the same like hamper or like laundry basket that you can say, oh, this is
we
like,
have 2 separate hampers.
So it's easy for
like
you
four,
to separate.
we have 4 hampers. Yeah, she has like
Oh
her
my
whites, her regular
gosh.
clothes, and then I have like my gym clothes and then my regular clothes.
I mean, that's fair. Like Michelle and I, we have one like big shared like hamper. So for us, like when we do laundry, we just say we just like go from like, oh, in this pile, like we do laundry.
Okay.
So like it's easy for us to do it together.
Yeah.
The real question is
you.
like one of the things similar to Alex, like Michelle and I, we had to learn the subtle nuances. It was more the fact that I would do things one way and she would do things another way, and both ways are equally valid. But it's because we're both like used to doing it our particular way, it feels different doing it the way the other person prefers. And
I
so
see.
for the longest time, like for me, like I used to never like hang dry my shirts. I used to just like toss it all like into
To the dryer.
the dryer and
Yeah.
call it a day. And then Michelle's like, no, like certain shirts you need to hang dry. They literally say like hang dry only. Or if
That's
you
true.
put them in the dryer, all like the graphic tees will start to like peel off, or like the
Yep.
colors get faded.
Oh,
or the
yeah.
Superman shirt.
Exactly. That's exactly one of the
Yeah.
ones. And I didn't know that. I would just I'm coming off of college. I'm like I just I know
College
separate
boys, man.
like darks and lights, that makes sense. But like I just say, oh, everything's just going into the dryer when I'm ready. Just
Right.
throw it in there. But Michelle's like, no, you can't do that. And so that was like an adjustment because like not only because for my clothes I didn't care too much, but for her clothes, her graphic tees, she liked them a lot.
Right.
And so like I had
Yeah.
to learn that, okay, let me read the label, and if I don't know, I might as well check with Michelle. Just say, hey, do you want to hang dry this, or do you want to like tumble dry? It's just like, oh,
Right.
I hang dry that. So
There
one
you
thing
go.
I had to learn, but that's just what I did.
I got
Back
you.
to you, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering.
I guess to put the example on my side, so it's not just on her. Mine is I'm not a big fan of doing the dishes. I don't like how it feels on my hands. Like just the griminess
Well, you
and
know my
like
next question:
the
dishwasher or
wet
dishes?
both.
Why don't you
Oh, you do
Both.
both. Okay.
why don't you get like
No, yeah,
dish gloves?
we take so we did actually get some
Yeah.
recently, and I started using them. Great experience, actually. I love using gloves with dishes. Oh my gosh, it's so much better. But anyhow, um, so for dishwasher or dishes, both. I get hand soap and then I scrub, and then I put it in the dishwasher on top of it in case I missed
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
Like
Okay.
I think that's the best way to do it. Honestly, is you do both.
Those
You don't do
commercials,
just one.
those commercials that just put it in the dishwasher with all the food
Oh
stuff on it. I was like, how you do
no.
that, dog? That's weird.
Those are the
No.
most powerful dishwashers.
No, those are the most
Yeah.
smelliest dishwashers.
Dude, yes, without a doubt.
I guess
If
that's
you
true. Yeah.
if you don't clean the filter, you do that, it's gonna smell funky.
Yeah, like if you want your dishwasher to last longer too, why would you do that to yourself?
That's true.
I ain't trying to cough up a few thousand
You-
every couple months or years.
Devante, are you a wholesome Asian? Are you hand washing everything?
We don't use a dishwasher at our
Is it a-
place. I mean, we'll
It's your
activate it,
drying
like-
rack.
Yeah, it's our drying rack. We'll activate it maybe every 3 months just to make sure
It
everything
works,
is
yeah.
cycle. Yeah, it works and it cycles. But no, I'm old school. I literally hand wash everything, and if there's bits and pieces, I will complain to myself and be like, all right, I need to hand wash it again.
Oh man.
But most of the time, yes, it's
Yeah.
always hand wash for me.
I think Michelle's like you, Alex. She needs to have like dish gloves to do the dishes. I don't like it. I like washing it with my hands. I feel like I have a better grip, and I feel like I have a better feel of like if something's like stuck on, and I can
Yes.
hold things
Yeah.
better. But it's honestly for me it's the same as like I mainly do dishwasher, but like there's certain like items like pots and pans I hand wash those.
Oh
You should
yeah, there's some items that have to be
exactly.
hand
So
washed,
I
100%.
kind of wash that, and like some of our cups that have like a little design on them, they say to hand wash only because you could rub off the design. I hand wash those
Mhm.
as well.
I made
those,
that mistake the other night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chelsea's not happy, but she's not angry because I didn't
Oh.
ruin it, but it's not.
oh no.
See,
It could have been worse.
for me this comes from trauma because like I had this mug. It's like a heat changing mug, and I threw that in the
Oh.
dishwasher.
Oh
And
no.
That thing got
was ruined.
messed up. Yeah, it did not work anymore. And it was one of my
Okay.
favorite mugs too
Yeah.
because it was like a panda that would like whenever you
Aw.
pour something hot into it, it would like show all of its like I think all the whiteness from like the panda. And so now that got put in through the dishwasher, it's like permanently white. Cast
Well,
now.
good thing you like red pandas now. So
Yeah. It's called
Goodbye,
trauma.
Yeah, right. Is that one of those kind of mugs that you could only get at a certain place and you'll never get it again?
No,
Or
I'm sure I could find it. It's one of those like a novelty mug that I got as a gift. I was like, dang,
Okay.
I used it one time. I thought it was really cool. Put it in the dishwasher, gone forever.
yeah,
well, he
The
doesn't
one
like
I-
regular pandas anymore, so
Yeah.
it works out.
I messed up one at Chelsea's one time. When I put it through the dishwasher, and I mean it was ruined. But that was my first learning experience. This was back when it was like after the first trip that we took to Disney World, and I think it had Beauty and the Beast on it, and man, just the the little plastic film that was on the actual mug just
Mm,
was crinkled up and just everywhere, and it was terrible. And
mm.
I felt terrible. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Well, disclaimer to all our fans: next time you put a mug in the dishwasher, think twice.
So just read the mug on the bottom. It'll tell you what to do. It'll say dishwasher
Right.
safe or not.
Well,
Yeah.
not all of them do, but yeah, they
Um,
usually do.
I guess. I mean, I can go next. For me, I was a good boy. I guess a good conservative boy.
Wholesome boy.
Um, but it also worked out on me and Wakana's timeline in terms of when our rent was ending for our individual apartments. And so, yeah, we didn't move in until right before we got married, but she didn't like we had an apartment ready to live together
Mhm.
for after we got married. But I moved in first into that apartment, and then Wakana came in after to move in to that apartment after we got married. And so for me, it all kind of worked out. My lease ended in like August, and then September was on it when I got married. And so to start the lease in September, it just worked out. And then Wakana was living at one of her friends' townhomes, so they can end the lease anytime. And she had already completed her 1 year of living there. Uh, and so for her, she was just like, I can move out whenever. And so that's how it worked out for us to move in together after we
But
got married. But
was there a reason why? Did you guys like just enjoy having your own like apartment?
yeah, Walken is a very like to herself person.
Hmm.
She loves her space. That's why I have so much freedom to go do whatever. Because she trusts me too. And so yeah, like we're both at the time like I was always out and about like friends, family, like church, like something. I was always out. And so like to me, an apartment was just to sleep. Like I would only sleep, at 11 o'clock, and then I'd be out the next day at 9. For work or whatever. And so it kind of worked out for me. But then after we moved in together, um, nothing, nothing too much changed. Like
No
we're
learning
kind of,
curve, no adjustment.
I mean, not really. I mean, we're able to adjust because I already knew what I needed,
I bet
like
if
my
we asked
chores.
Walker, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, there was this and that and blah blah blah."
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure there was like a couple of things, but there are things I don't like to do. Like I
You
don't.
definitely had to learn how to live with the cats. That was your first time with cats, right?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, that was my first time with the cats, but
You had
cats
to
are
take
cats.
care
Like
of
they
them.
kind of leave you alone.
Sure.
Like they just, at first not
Well, it was
Popo,
new
but Bickle.
responsibilities for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I learned how to clean the cat box, and then I mean, I give them water and then feed them. Like that's all they really need. I don't need to take them out the house. It's just inside the
Right.
house. Play with a string. I
Learn
guess one
how
of the
to get
bigger
the
ones.
cat's hair off of all the furniture. Make sure that they're scratching where they're
Uh,
supposed to. Well, those two probably already were
Actually,
trained for
no,
that.
they're already pretty good cats.
Yeah.
Like they don't
Right.
really
Right.
hop on furniture, and if they scratch the carpet, they know they're in trouble. Like I'll give them a tap on the butt. But the
Bickle,
biggest
did
thing
he warm
was
up to you right away, or?
yeah, well, yes, because I would always go to walk in his apartment whenever
Mm,
we're dating. And so I
okay.
got to know Bickle a little bit better there. And then by the time we
Right. Right.
moved in, Bickle was ready to be like, okay, I accept him.
You are my dad now.
Yes, I am his cat dad now.
The cat
The
dad.
bigger thing was the dandruff was like I think I'm allergic to dandruff, like new dandruff.
Mm.
But then like once I get
You
used to
mean
the cats, like I don't have any issues.
you mean cat dander?
Yeah. Like, if there's like a pile of fur somewhere, I'll
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
sneezing. But other than that, like I've built up a tolerance towards it.
I've heard that it's like something to do with like the cat's saliva whenever they lick their fur, because that's how they bathe themselves.
Mhm.
And then when the fur is just left out there, like, it has something to do with that. Like
Oh,
that's where the allergen comes from, is what I've heard for some people.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm good now. I know Anthony was not good when he came over. Uh,
Right.
but
Just take
one thing I don't
precautions,
like
man.
to do, yeah, you have to take your medicine. One thing I don't like to do is, or I always feel it's a hassle to do is vacuum. Like I'll
Mm.
vacuum
Mm.
like the wooden area of the house, wood tile area. But like vacuuming the carpet, like I'm just like, "Ah, I have to go do this part. So walking to do that part for me. And
Do
I'll
y'all
vacuum like the front area.
do y'all mop your tiles?
Yes,
Yeah.
we mop
That's
it
good.
every couple of weeks. Yeah. Or
Do
if we
you
have like
mop your
some big
tiles,
spill.
Alex?
We do. We actually
Good.
just did it this last Saturday. It was a whole
Good.
experience because we had to be asking my parents, "Can you watch my daughter for us?
Got the time.
And can you go ahead and just let us clean the entire house because it was time and just needed to be done?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna take her to the pool. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do
Cute.
that. Blah blah blah." And we're like, "Oh, well, I guess we won't go do anything fun. We'll just be here cleaning. You guys go enjoy
Adulting.
having fun with our daughter."
Parenting.
What's
Yeah,
Your
for real.
grandparenting.
So I swept everything. Chelsea mopped, and then I mopped a second time just
Dang.
because
Didn't
we
trust her.
wanted to. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that. No, it was Chelsea's idea. So she bought this new mop attachment that has like a scrubber, where it's
Mhm.
not just the like how mops. It's just kind of
It's just
like
a flat surface.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this thing was supposed to just actually scrub the tile
Mm.
floor, and
Oh,
Okay.
so we used that, and then we did the other one,
oh,
and so
I get
we
like
were
the
kind of
full on like janitor kind of mop, like the ones that that's like not
uh
not Swiffer, but like the full on like big mop.
yeah, I have one of those
Yeah.
too. That's what I use for sweeping.
I think
Let's see.
yeah, there's a downside of my house is very open, but all the open floor is all tile, and so like
Right.
I have to mop it. Like we're mopping it every other week, and it's like it's an endeavor because like
Yeah.
we need to like go out, vacuum all of like the dog like hair off the ground, and then go mop it and all that stuff.
It's okay. One day you'll have enough money, you'll just pay someone to do it for you, right?
Oh no, I think my brother
Oh, man.
had a maid one time at his condo. I think she definitely stole money from him.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you get someone you
Oh
can
my gosh,
trust.
defo stole money.
That's actually crazy.
Listen,
Um,
I'll clean my own house, man.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I feel that. Um, what was I gonna say? I had something on my mind.
You had more questions for me?
Questions.
I,
We're gonna-
I
But
had
yeah,
I had
I don't like
something to
the
say to somebody.
vacuum as much. And then laundry, we do it separate, as I said earlier.
What chore do you like doing, but Waka just like hates it?
I don't like doing it, but I don't mind doing it. Is taking out the trash.
Like
Yeah,
y'all's
same.
garbage can? Or
Yeah,
okay.
she's like, that's not my job. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll do
I
it.
think my favorite daily task that we have to do, but I haven't been able to do it as much just because of all the studying, is cooking. That's my favorite. I just hate the cleaning
Okay.
part of it.
You gotta clean
Love
as you
making the
cook.
mess. Hate cleaning it.
You gotta clean as you cook, dog.
Yeah, clean as you
Yeah.
cook.
No, that's true. That is the best way to do it without a doubt.
Do y'all separate like your like? Let's say Anthony cooks today, and so Michelle has to do the dishes today, or like Michelle
Mm.
does the cooking today, and then Anthony has to do the dishes. Like, how do
Yeah.
y'all do all that,
That,
or is it like
that
you do everything and the
that's
next
how
person does everything, or what?
that's how we do our cooking and cleaning more or less. If I'm cooking, Chelsea's usually cleaning, and if Chelsea does the cooking because maybe I'm just too tired that day, then I'll do the cleaning. But otherwise, laundry, it's just whichever one of us can get to it first. The trash is always me. Sweeping and mopping, we do that together. Mm, am I missing any chores?
Cleaning the bathroom.
I'll clean the bathroom. Yeah, we usually tag team that. She'll get one, I'll get the other.
Yeah, clean the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
kind of how Michelle and I approach it, is that if I cook, Michelle usually will do the dishes. But I think what's really one thing that I really like about Michelle and I's like teamwork is we have a notion of capacity. And so if one of us had a really bad day, and like let's say I cooked, but Michelle had a terrible day, you know, I'm not going to expect nor demand her to do the dishes, because
Yeah.
if she just wants to like relax, chill, she's done with work, she's like out for the day, like I don't mind doing the cooking and the cleaning of the dishes, because it's she
Yeah.
doesn't have the capacity, and vice versa as well. Like there are times where like I'm coming home from work and I'm tired, I'm exhausted, so Michelle's like, oh, I can do these chores because you don't have the capacity to. And so that's how we approach all of our chores, really. Is that like when it comes to like laundry, mopping, swiffering, sweeping, even like doing the trash stuff. Like it's very much the motion of capacity. Like if we have the capacity to do something, we're gonna do it, and we're not gonna keep a score. Like I'm not gonna do oh, I mopped the floor like 2 weeks in a row. That's your turn to do it. No, that's not how. That's not
Keeping
good.
tabs.
Yeah, exactly.
Wakano would do everything that I would do if I had a bad day. The only one thing is she ain't taking out the trash. That's the one thing.
Trash and
Everything
recycle.
else, everything else, it's like, okay, yeah, you had one of those days. I understand, maybe we could put it off to another day, but trash, I'm gonna do that. that's a me job no matter what.
Is y'all's trash so like where do you guys keep your big trash can, the one you take out to the side of the street?
I
It's in
keep
the
that
backyard.
right next to my gate in the backyard.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Mine's in my garage.
If I had enough room in my garage, I would do that
so
too.
That's why like Michelle and I.
Nice.
Space, man.
That's why Michelle and I are like, we can each take out the trash because like it's in this the safety of our garage.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think
I feel that
rolling out the trash, I usually end up doing that, because I bring it down the hill and to the side of the street.
Mm-hmm. I think Chelsea's gotten so used to me taking out the trash. Like it was one of those things that was just kind of unspoken. Like I just did it.
You just did it.
And she never expected, she was never expected to do it. I never asked her to do it. She never asked me to do it. And it's just
a given, man.
It's just, yeah.
It's a blue collar job.
That was like one of the chores I remember doing just as a kid, like every day, always having to do,
Yeah.
Like, so it just transitioned.
I see. But Anthony, what about you, man? What were the changes
the changes?
Yeah, moving in.
Oh, I mean, so I think we were kind of aligned with you, Devante, that we moved in together essentially right after college. Not all of college, we had our own place, but in college, Michelle, she got a job in Austin first, so she found an apartment for her own. For me, I also trying to figure out where I wanted to go for work. Do I want to stay in Austin, or did I want to go to California? And so I didn't have a place yet, and I didn't have a place until October of the year I graduated. And so while I was looking for a job in Austin, I was staying at Michelle's apartment, the one that she has for herself. She just had like a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Mm-hmm. And then once I got it, we were talking about like, if I did get an apartment close to my workplace, we would have 2 apartments in Austin, but we would just spend most of the time hanging out with each other anyways. Either I would be at her place all the time, she would be at my place all the time. There's no point in getting 2 apartments, one being sparsely furnished. And for me, like, I don't know how much rent is, like, up there for where y'all, like that 2018. Like the rent I was looking to paying was I think like $1,600 for 1 bed, 1 bath. And so
it's kind of high
compared to what Michelle was paying. Michelle at the time was paying, I think she was paying like $700 for 1 bed, 1 bath up where she was living. And so I was like, oh, like,
was it at a good place?
Yeah, it was.
It's a good part. Okay.
It was like further on. So it wasn't
100. That's a good deal.
It's a really good deal.
The trade-off is that like my apartment will be like basically right across the street from my workplace. I work more of like that North Austin area. At the time, Michelle was working more closer to Round Rock, so she was paying. So it's like different pricing. So that's why the difference was there. And so the question was, do we really want to, pay for 2 apartments and just stay each other all the time, or do we just want to move in? And we were worried at first because we were like, are our parents going to be okay with it? So the deal was we both
your conservative mom.
Yes, exactly, my conservative mom. And her parents pretty
conservative mom.
They were pretty conservative. So the notion was we're each going to ask our parents, and if any of them say no, it's a no. It's a no-go. We're going to each get our own place, call it a day, do whatever we want. So we were like, okay, you know what? Let's ask our parents. And so I asked my mom. So Michelle asked her parents first, and her parents were like, they were okay with it. They were actually, go for it. Y'all have been dating for 3 years now. Michelle doesn't have like any close family. We met Anthony once. We know he's a good person. So like it's perfectly fine. For y'all to do it. But they said, oh, but if Anthony's mom doesn't want you to, then you shouldn't move in together. And I was like, okay, cool.
Oh wow.
So on the so that's
no pressure.
So no. The funny thing is that we both asked our parents kind of around the same time, and we said, oh, we're not going to tell each other, so we don't try to push an agenda or try to pressure the person. And so while Michelle was asking her parents, I asked my mom. My mom was like, So I asked my mom, I was like, hey, would you be okay if Michelle and I live together? Mom was like, yeah, but like, is Michelle's parent going to be okay with it? She's a girl and you're a guy.
Like,
So it's like, so she was like, oh, I'm okay with it if they're okay with it. And so we came back together. It's like, yeah, like my mom's okay with it if your parents are okay with it. Michelle's like, oh, my parents are okay if your mom's okay with it. And so that's what
I
we
guess
ended
everyone's
up,
okay with it.
so that's how we ended up moving in together. So it was, it was because it was convenient. We knew we'd be hanging out with each other all the time anyways. So it just made sense to like just get one apartment, to get one set of furniture, get one set of everything. Don't need to get double up on beds, double up on dishes and all that kind of stuff.
right. Okay. And then how was it after you moved in?
It was good. I mean, we had soft move in a little bit in college because I hated my senior roommates. Sorry if they're listening to this. I love y'all, but you're the worst people to live with sometimes.
Wait, which did I go to that apartment?
No, because like the notion plan was for me, my senior year, I was going to live by myself. So I was like shopping for apartments by myself, for just one bedroom apartments, by myself. I didn't really care how much it cost. I only cared that it had its own like washer and dryer in the unit. That's all I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I was looking, one of my CS friends, he texted me, hey, do you have a place to stay? And I was like, oh, I'm looking right now. He's like, oh, do you want to be roommates? And I was like, I had a plan to live by myself, but sure.
Oh,
Let's
he
try.
said, I'll save the money.
Yeah, let's try, finding a place together. And then after I agreed with him, he's like, oh, my two other friends also are looking for a place to stay too. How about the four of us just move into a place together?
Oh no!
And they're like, I mean, I've already committed this. I guess I gotta stay with it.
That was your out, man.
That was my out.
You're like, no, it was just you. Now you got two others.
But then here's the final kicker. The place that we were renting was like an actual like house. It had 5 bedrooms, and so we actually found one more roommate. So it was 5 of us living.
Went for one.
Oh my god, dude!
I went from 5, and the worst part is that this 5th person, like, he wasn't like a super close. I don't even know how we met him.
It was a potluck, bro.
We basically used like I think we used like
man.
Facebook to like basically find the 5th roommate.
It was a potluck.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, the 5
Was it
of
a
us.
good potluck?
No, we butt heads so many times. It got so bad that I basically moved out of my apartment and just went to live with Michelle in her apartment in college.
Oh,
Like
man.
I joke with her college roommates that I was like the 4th unofficial roommate because I just like I couldn't deal with it. Like it was like all the horror stories you hear about like college roommates all happened to me that one year.
You sound like what my buddy Frankie Bear used to always joke about with Chelsea, that she was the unofficial
roommate. Yeah. So I was Michelle's unofficial roommate, and then during spring break of like senior year, both her roommates they went I think they went on vacation, or they went home for spring break. So it was just Michelle and I were staying at their apartment over spring break for a week together. So we kind of like house sat together, and that's why we got to really trial run living together.
So how was it?
It was good. It was good.
What were the changes that you had to make?
There was one thing I had to get used to, and this is gonna be very, very funny. It's like 2 things actually. 2 things. One is on Michelle's side. One's on my side.
Okay, that's fine.
For Michelle's side, Michelle sometimes likes her personal space, and so sometimes sometimes she'll go off and just like into our room or into the bathroom, and she's there for a while because she's just hanging out, listening to music or doing whatever. But I didn't know that. I thought she was like upset at me or something like that. And so I would be like, I would walk in like, "Hell, are you mad at me?" And then she'd be like, she's like in the zone, listening to her own thing. So I'll end up like scaring her because I just opened the door to the bathroom.
I see.
Yeah. So there's
Actually, now that you mentioned that, I also had that same issue too, but I want you to continue. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, I had to learn that like, this is just, Michelle likes her own personal space sometimes.
Right.
That's just how we are. And I'm the exact same way. This gets to my portion of it is that for me, like, I in college, even now as an adult, like I play video games. That's how I de-stress. That's how I relax. But for a while, when we first moved in, with Michelle and I moved in, I would feel guilty being like, hey, babe, I don't really want to talk to you right now. I just want to go play games. I just want to focus in and play games, but like, I don't want you to think I'm mad at you. I don't want you to think that that
I'm
like
neglecting you.
that I'm neglecting you. I don't think I don't want you to think that I'm not having fun talking to you. But honestly, I just want to play Call of Duty. I just wanted to shoot something. I
Yeah.
just wanted to do my own thing, And so we had to communicate that where like, if I just, hey, like, I was so afraid of asking her, hey, can I play games for like, that I didn't do it. And so like, I was depriving myself of what, I used to de-stress because I was so worried that she would take it the wrong way because now we're living together. Back when we were
Right.
dating, if I wanted to go play games, I would say, oh, I'm going to go home. I got to go back to my apartment, turn on my PlayStation, just go play games.
You can just leave.
Right.
Exactly. I can just leave.
Yeah.
But now that we're living together, we had to figure out that communication habit. And so like that's part of it was that I communicated to her whenever I just want to play games, or hey, can I just play games? Like I'm just gonna do my own thing. And then Michelle will communicate, oh, I'm in here, I'm not mad at you, I'm just doing my own thing as well.
Yeah.
Right.
You're doing a parallel play.
Exactly.
Is what they call
like
it. Yeah.
I had a very different experience because Chelsea's very much like someone who wants to be around other people at all times.
Mhm.
She doesn't want to do her own thing. She wants to spend time together all the time. And so it was very difficult for her to understand when I would want my me time to go play games. And
Right.
you guys know what I did. We had our game nights. That was how I had my game
Yeah,
time.
The
It would
compromise.
be, yeah, that'd be my compromised game time. And since the baby, it's been kind of sporadic here and there. But yeah, that's how we figured it out for the long short term, long term. I don't know. It was a few years.
Yeah. I see. No, that's a great point that you brought out, Anthony. I feel like a lot of couples like they run into that point in terms of finding out what is your significant other's I guess like the resting,
Mhm.
their what's the word I'm looking for? Um
Decompressor.
yeah, like yeah, they're alone time, like it's not to us, it may seem like, hey, are you okay? Did I say something? Like, am I getting on your nerves?
Right.
Like,
Would you be mad at me if I did this?
yeah, like I'm kind of projecting myself onto her to be like, hey, like, did I do
Mhm.
something wrong? But in reality, she's like, no, like I just want to watch my show. I just want to watch TikToks. I just want, to read my book. Like, and it has nothing to do with me, but I'm over here like, did I do something? And that was a moment where I had to learn, oh, she just wants her me time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I want my me time, and we both understand that to a degree. And so yeah, that was something that, now that you mention it, yes,
You
that
just
was
have to
something that I
learn.
had to learn, yeah, at the beginning.
I think one of it was
And now it's good.
like working out. Like I have to I need to like convey like, hey, like after work, I know we haven't seen each other in like 8 hours, but like I need to go to the gym. It helps me
Mm,
like decompress
you're
and
decompressed,
and
right?
relax.
Yeah.
And as it becomes like a habit, whenever you don't go to the gym, you feel it. You feel like, oh,
Hmm.
I feel a little sluggish. I feel a little weird. So like
Right.
it was that notion is like, you only have a finite number of hours in the day. And so
Right.
it very much became like communicating and learning of like, hey, but like at the same time, even if I needed like my alone time where I need to go gaming, like if Michelle ever needed me, I would drop in a heartbeat. So
Hmm.
Right.
it's just
Right.
it's that balance and that understanding. And it took me like a couple like a month or so, or like a couple. It took me a little bit to figure out like how to like probably convey these feelings and these emotions.
Yeah. And it does. I mean, you're living with someone that, I mean, it's not like you just met them, but
Yeah.
you're so used to living by yourself that now you're cognitive of someone being
Yes.
around you, and your brain is kind of split because you're like, oh, somebody's here, like sometimes I'll be playing games, and to me, like, I'll tell you one thing, like in my mind, when Wakana hits the bed, because this is, her daily routine, when she hits the bed, she's gone, like she's asleep. And not to say like, I'm not to say like my wife isn't in my mind, but like when she's asleep, I'm like, okay, I can go play games, I can go watch TV,
Yeah.
like she's kind of at the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one time, like I'm so used to her just passing out when she hits the bed. One time, like I'm playing games, like I'm not thinking about her at all. She pops up into the game room, and I was like, dude, I was freaked out. I was like, whoa, like I thought I saw a
I
ghost.
think I
bro.
remember that.
And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I just didn't think that you'd be up, because
Yeah.
I'm so used to you
Uh,
are always being asleep at this time. And so whenever
She
you're
just
not, like to me, I'm like, is there somebody in the house?
yeah, she just wants to hang out with you, be in the same room. And,
Bro was not prepared at all.
No.
right. And that's one of the things that Michelle and I like surprisingly, and I'm very lucky that we actually both had that mindset of like we can be in the same room together and do two separate things. But
Right.
the act of just being in the same room together, being next to each other, it still like kind of like qualifies as a little bit of quality time.
Yeah, yeah. I believe so.
Chelsea would disagree with you on that one, but I
Mm.
try and tell her that I view that as quality time together, even if we're not doing like the same thing together. As long as we're in the room, I view it as quality time. But I had to learn um, that for her, quality time means like we're watching a show together
Mm.
actively. Like I can't be on my phone and playing a game or scrolling through social media or doing something else. Like I need to
You
put
have
my
to be
attention into
yeah.
it and be attentive to what the movie is so that we could actually have a conversation afterwards and talk about if we liked it, what we didn't like about it, stuff like that,
Is that something that
like
you both agree on? Like I'm just asking. I don't mean to
like
pry, but like
are you talking about
if
like the
it's like
quality you're talking about like quality time?
no,
Like
I mean like
what
let's say Chelsea's like let's watch a show, right? And then
yeah.
yeah, you're like I don't want to watch a show, and then she's like okay, and then of course because you don't want to watch it, it's okay to be on your phone. Like you're in the same room, but like you're
So
just like I'm gonna be on my phone, or is it like you agree, and then because you agreed, you have to watch the show, Because if you
what
agree, okay, I can
yeah,
understand like put away the phone, dude. Just watch the show with her.
right. So with Chelsea, like there's shows that are clearly shows she wants to watch, and there's shows that clearly I want to watch.
Right.
Like usually like Marvel stuff is obviously something I want to watch,
Mhm.
reality TV shows usually what she wants to watch, and some of them I have grown to like or even enjoy.
Okay.
But Chelsea's really big on finding shows that we both will like.
Okay. You got to give her some
So
brownie points for that.
yeah, she doesn't put on shows that she doesn't think that she thinks I'll just hate. Like she does try to make sure that it's something we'll both enjoy and watch. And so typically what we watch is something that we'll both have some entertainment value in.
Yeah.
And if it is like something that requires less attention to detail, like say it's The Bachelor, for example, then I can kind of be on my phone a bit because it's like, okay, not every single plot line that's going on that show is very important to the overarching story because the whole thing is just about, okay, will someone at the end get married or not? Like not everyone's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, it's kind of more okay. But if it's like a movie, has
Mm.
a lot of plot and stuff like that, then yeah, she wants
Click.
me to pay attention and yeah, like Click. I mean, she wouldn't watch Click, but uh yeah,
It's a
she's
great movie.
not well, it is a great movie, but she's not huge on Adam Sandler movies.
Oh,
Yeah. She doesn't like Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey
Jim
and
Carrey.
Will Ferrell.
Uh,
Yeah, she doesn't like that. Jim
The
Carrey, she
Mask.
just yeah, he's too his
she didn't like
his
Sonic.
enthusiasm is a little too much.
Sonic.
She
She
didn't like.
likes Sonic when Jim Carrey's not in the scene.
Oh no, that
Oh my
man makes
gosh.
the film, though.
Just hating on Jim
Full
Carrey.
commit makes the film.
Hey,
Uh,
you don't gotta tell me. It's actually really funny. Her parents don't like Jim Carrey either, and
mm,
her dad loves Sonic. He didn't know who Sonic was until the
Yeah.
movies came out, and I told him I was like, you should watch it, give it a shot, and he really enjoyed it. But he's like, if it just didn't have Jim Carrey,
To be fair, Michelle's very similar when it comes to like Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler. She finds like their like comedy line like kind of like slapsticky and
yeah,
kind of like a broy humor, kind of like
yeah, I can
So
see that.
they
It's a
are,
very
yeah,
guy people. They're
like
very yeah.
yeah,
It's for the
they
bros.
are.
They're for the bros.
like I showed her
She does like
Anchorman.
grown-ups though.
Grown Up's good.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, I showed Michelle Anchorman, and she was like, "This is very much like bro humor."
Yeah,
Like, it's
Anchorman.
very
Yeah.
bro-y.
Yeah.
It is.
Or
I
the Wolf of
showed
Wall Street. It's a very bro movie.
Yeah.
I showed Chelsea Wedding Crashers once, and she was like, "Okay, it's not
That's a very bro
terrible
movie.
except for the very beginning scene."
Oh
Oh
kind
man,
of
that'd be
leads
so funny.
into what I kind of end the show on was like,
Yeah, what's up? What you
we
got,
both
man?
kind of finished our interview. Y'all this fall season is like every fall season is kind of like our anniversary season. We all got married in the fall. And so, I kind of want to go back to a very classic question of like, what kind of advice, will we give our friends, our family, people who are, getting married and moving in with a significant other. And I think for me, my advice is kind of what we've subtly talked about in the whole moving in together is communicate. Communication is so important in every relationship, and especially when you move into each other because you can't read each other's mind. And so if something bothers you about how they do something, or something bothers you about a certain aspect, or if you want to say, hey, I want my alone time, you won't get that by just being silent. You won't get that from just being like passive aggressive about it. You need to
Right.
express your express your feelings. Say, hey, I want to go play games. Hey, I want you to be actually paying attention when we watch a movie together. And if you really care about that person, you'll listen to them. You'll hear them out, and you'll see like, yeah, even though I want to be on my phone, even though I don't really care about this show, like I understand how much this means to you. Like for you, Alex, you found out that Chelsea, whenever you do quality time, she wants you to be present, actively present, and
Mm-hmm.
and so you learn, and you're better at it. But for me
Yep.
and Devante, we learned that, hey, quality time is not just, actively talking to each other and hanging out, but it can also include, I'm on my phone, she's on her phone, we're just listening to like a TV show. Or like, hey, I'm like watching anime, she's like on her reading a book, something like that.
Right.
So do you guys have any advices? Do you guys
Yeah,
have
we can
any
end the show there,
words of
man. You took the
wisdom?
best one. Communication.
Let's see.
That's why I went first. It's easy. It's easy to say that.
Communication, patience is a virtue. That's a
Patience is
good
a
classic one too. Yeah, learning to be patient with your significant other, because maybe there might be an adjustment period for them, right? Because they might not be used to you wanting to play games and use that as your decompressor. But then at the same time, maybe you're playing a bit too much games and you need to take a step back and be like, oh, you know what? I probably should actually spend time with the person that I love and care about, and not just want to spend time just in La La Land or whatever story that I'm indulging myself with. Like, do something that y'all can both enjoy together. Or if your significant other likes to play games, play a game that you can both play together. Like me, like Chelsea's not a gamer, but I have found that she likes Animal Crossing,
Nice.
Mario Party,
Nice.
Mario games,
Cool.
and huge Yoshi fan. Yoshi is her top game. She would
She's-
probably play that by herself if she could. Like, loves Yoshi.
Do y'all play like
Other than that-
platformers, like It Takes Two or Split Fiction?
I asked her if we could play Split Fiction. She said that looks too complicated.
How about Overcooked? You ever play those like cooperative games, like Overcooked, those teamwork games?
I have not played Overcooked with
Cannot.
her. No.
One of
Okay.
my
Hey, Mario
friends,
Odyssey together.
one of my friends says like he can't play Overcooked with his fiance because it's like going to work.
Oh no.
Can't play games
That's
with
no fun.
significant other sometimes.
Yeah, didn't you do Mario Odyssey with Wakana?
Yeah, it didn't work out. So
Mhm.
we played separate.
It didn't work out.
We
That
wanna
was one
both
of the
be
games that
the
we
main
played
character.
together. Oh, you both want to be Mario? See, Chelsea was fine with being Cappy. She thought it was really fun to play as the hat. And I said, perfect, because I don't want to be the hat.
I don't think Michelle and I, we did not try to play Odyssey. We played Overcooked together. We played a Split Fiction and like It Takes Two. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like the classic. We see it on Insta Reel all the time. Where like she's like struggling to platform, and I'm just like at the end waiting for her.
Right. I was thinking about maybe getting that Donkey Kong game to play with her,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
That looked like fun. I've heard good things.
Well, now that you guys have
Stolen. the
you
good
guys
answers.
you guys stole the good ones, man. So to build a relationship, Anthony said communication, Alex said patience. For me, I guess I'll tie it up, and I like to tell people that love is spelled Time. It really takes time to build a relationship. It takes time to gain patience, and it takes time to communicate as well.
Mm.
And I believe that all that can be done within due time. Some people get married faster than others, and that's great. But I do want to say that just as me, Anthony, and Alex here on Dude You Never Told Me is spending time with each other. It's not just because of Dude You Never Told Me or this podcast to become like successful, which we hope it does. But it's because we built up a friendship, a relationship over the course of years that did take a lot of communication, that did take a lot of patience. Um, right here on this episode, we just wrap it up and give you guys the best of us. But in the background, the worst of us can show out. But we hold each other accountable, and that's what uh, pushes forward our relationship into a good direction. And so we encourage you guys as well, for those who are getting married or proposing. These are all great um, traits to carry into your relationship with not just your significant other, but also with your friends and family as well.
Couldn't have said it better myself. What do you guys think? We got time for a random question real quickly?
You got a random
I
question?
do got a random question this time.
Let's do
you
it.
got it tonight.
Let's
You
do
got
it.
it tonight. I do it all the time.
Devante's spot. So, welcome to an answer of Devante. No, wait, it's Anthony's random question.
Anthony.
My question is
All right.
very, very simple, very short because we're running low on time. Is there another era or time period you would want to live in? And I don't want you to include all of like the dark stuff, aka we're not gonna worry about slavery
Medieval
being a
times.
thing, or like we're not gonna worry about
World War II.
we're not gonna worry about the World War II. We're not gonna worry about
I'm the worst race
all
right
of
now.
I was about to say Devante might not like some of those time periods, bro.
Is there a time period that you're just like you would love to live in, minus all the bad things? Is that
Okay,
just
so
happens.
so which part of the world are we in? I feel like that matters.
It can be any part of the world, any time period. What are the
period?
romantic parts of that time period that you're like, yes, I would love to live in that time period. And you don't have any knowledge of the future. Don't be saying I want to live in like the 90s and invest in Google and Apple and all that stuff. No. You are living
I'll
that
go
era.
first. I'll go first.
Mm.
I will go back to 0 AD and I'll live in that time period.
Sure.
I'll go back and see if Jesus is real.
Be a
Bro
witness.
said if. Bro said
I'll be
if.
I'll go see if Jesus is real in person for myself.
Okay.
I mean, I believe him and I haven't seen him.
I mean, that's not the question. We know Jesus is a real person. The question is
so 0 AD, man. 0 AD.
The question you
50
want to
AD, I guess.
know is if Jesus is the real deal. Is what it sounds like. That's what you're trying to
I know
ask.
he's the real deal, but I just want to see it.
Bro said, "I know he's the real deal, but I want to see if he's real." That's crazy.
I'm Didymus. I'm Thomas right now.
That's not very conservative of you, Devante.
Hey, man, I'm Thomas right now. I gotta see the,
Yeah,
I gotta
dude,
put my fingers in.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't see him.
man.
What about you, Alex? What era would you want to live in?
So there's some interesting eras to live in. I do quite like the way life is nowadays. It's not like
That's so
it's very-
convenient.
no,
That's too
but
easy.
like, but I'm not talking about today as in like the 2000s. I'm thinking more 1900s. I'm just trying to pinpoint
more
the
modern.
exact decade.
I
Yeah, like
think-
more modern, but not.
I
but
think
not
if I tell you
super
my
modern.
era, Alex, you're gonna say the exact same thing. So I'm gonna just jump to mine.
Go ahead.
I think I would love to live in like the 80s, 90s. I think I would love to
Okay.
see the early onsets of like arcade consoles. I want to see that early
Yeah.
onset of like a computer. Whoa, that's so cool. Here's the
Right,
Macintosh. Whoa, here's MS DOS. Ah, that's so cool. Here's a computer that can think like a human. Whoa, mind blown compared to what we are nowadays. We're like,
The first industrial
Right,
revolution.
right.
here's the first clanker. Whoa,
Watching
will bring
Star
up
Wars
that
come
word.
out for the first time.
Imagine just like that
like
that
that.
pure joy of like even the
I
movies.
guess Stars was
you
the
know,
70s, but still.
I think like these movies were like whoa, like you're seeing episode 5 for the first time. Like oh my god, Vader is Luke's father. What the heck?
Right,
What a-
right.
what a
Or
s-
watching television go from black and white to colored.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What a fun time. What a fun cartoon. Imagine the cartoons. Like a lot of us watching like old 90s cartoons. Imagine this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so slow.
it was so
It's
slow.
when you put it like that, it's just crazy because like your mom, Devante, your parents, my parents, like they've seen
They
a
went
lot of
through that.
change. They've seen a
Yeah.
lot of
Mhm.
change in their life.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I can only imagine what we'll see because technology's only gotten smarter and faster. So it'll be interesting to see one day when we're their age, just what has
What we're gonna look
changed.
at. Very much so. I think when this is like a
And
tangent.
that's
This,
why we have these videos.
yeah, this is like a tangent. So I was talking to my wife and like, what do you think the next like innovation for like dating will be? Because like
Oh
in
man.
our time, it's like
Clankers.
AI.
It's clankers. Yeah.
AI.
It's very much so. But
We're
okay,
gonna be like,
so
why should I date? I have my phone.
here again,
Yeah.
another tangent because I was talking to my wife about it. If let's say, imagine this world where we have like AI to basically find us like a partner or find us potential partners, and let's say your AI
Some
is
Black Mirror shit, dude.
yeah. Okay, hey, this is exactly what I'm going for. Imagine what if your
Third
AI,
episode.
yes, it's called Hang the DJ. This is exactly what my wife said as well. But imagine what if happens if your AI is pairing you with literally the worst people. Do you
Oh, no.
blame the AI or do you blame yourself for
Blame
training
yourself.
the AI to
Take
find
accountability.
those people? Yeah. So who you
I'll
gonna
tell you
crash
exactly who's
out?
gonna
Stressed
get
out, we
blamed.
know that.
AI. You know, people don't take accountability. Come on now.
Sure. But like, what if, I'm fast forward to a more grounding example of why this actually matters. Let's say someone tries to sue like Bumble, like, hey, Bumble's AI is saying with the worst kinds of people. I'm gonna sue you as a company. Like, where do you go from there? Like, do you say, oh, Bumble's AI is just like, has too much bias and is like trained to like find like these worst people, or Bumble's AI is perfectly finding you like good partners, not the best partners, so you constantly stay on the service. Or
Right,
or it's like, oh, maybe I'm just putting in bad info about myself, or I'm lying about my AI to myself. I'm lying to the AI about what I like because I don't want to admit to myself what I want or what I need or
Hey,
what I'm
stop
trying to
judging
do.
that person.
right.
I was kidding.
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
It's just it's a
but
fun brain teaser because yeah, you're right. There's a Black Mirror episode called "Hang the DJ" where like AI simulations like dictate like the likelihood that you and this person would be a good match, and so
Right.
that to me that's the
there's a
next
Rick and Morty
innovation.
episode too.
Yeah.
With Summer.
So, to me, that's like the innovation of like where's dating going forward. Like yeah, I could totally see like an AI matchmaker being like it just combs through and they would say yeah this person has like a 95% chance of like making it work to the end.
I
And you're like,
guarantee there's
"Show
gonna
me
be
the proof."
people. There's gonna be more people who marry AI, like marry AI, right? I say air quotes, but there's gonna be people who will be like, no, like yeah, I'm married and her name is what blah 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 blah.
Your clanker
Uh,
girlfriend. You can't call her
Clanker girl.
that.
Yeah, right. Clanker
Yeah, but that's-
2026.
Right now we're joking about
we're-
it, but that's the
could
sad
happen.
reality.
Well,
This
it's
is the
it's
kind of
already happening,
conversation.
like,
This is the
you
kind of
can't-
conversation
we'll clip this.
that we'll get up. Someone will like look through our old clips and they'll
I
see
know,
this and they'll be
cancel
like,
for this.
cancel them. Yeah.
No,
Whatever,
man. This is right now. We're in the era where we're questioning the machine. Maybe 20 years from now we'll be accepting the machine, but it's okay to question the machine. It's fine.
Like we are the early 2000s.
Exactly.
They're making all those jokes that we can't make now. We are the early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like what was it called? The one for RDJ and Ben Stiller. Oh my gosh, it's like Thunder something.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know, man.
Tropic
I did
Thunder.
not
Yeah.
make
I know.
that.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone
the
knows why
black
that movie would never happen again. Yeah. Yeah, everyone knows why that would never happen nowadays.
Okay. Well, I mean,
The
we've
memes about RDJ playing Black Panther is crazy.
we've had our fun. We've had our tangents. We've had our random questions. We had a very insightful conversation about moving of our significant under. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to Devante. I want to give a shout out to Alex. Thank you so much for joining me on this show.
I want to give a shout out to Anthony for leading the
Yeah,
show.
shout out the CEO.
I want to give a shout out to Leviction for our awesome intro and outro music. I want to give a shout out to JT for coming with these amazing designs. And I want to give a shout out to our new editor out there. He's watching, he's listening, he's making some good content for us. And I want to say, welcome to the team. You know who
Yes.
you are.
Thank you for opening my schedule.
What? Do you guys have any more shout outs? Any more, just housework, house chores? You told me chores to do.
I got a great chore for everybody that's watching. Like, subscribe, follow. Dude, you never told me.
Dude, you never told me.
Dude, you never told me.
With that,
Goodbye,
we'll see you
everybody. Have a
later.
great night.
Bye.
you never told me.